What's up, YouTube? Your boy Rob, aka Card Shard. Okay, where are we in the Christopher Mitchell saga? A couple days ago, he's gambling online. He's got that 15-minute rule thing, and he just keeps on going. Can't even stop himself. You know what's better than a 15-minute rule? You might be saying, does the 15-minute rule work? Yes, it does. You know why? Because your theoretical loss is always your total amount wagered times the house edge. The longer you gamble, the more money you're putting in play. The more money you're putting in play, the more total amount wagered. The odds are always the same. In roulette, it's always 2.7% no matter what the bet. Let's look at the square bet. Square bet, you get four numbers, 33 losers, 33 units down, the 4 winners times 8, payoffs 8 to 1, 4 times 8, 32, 32 minus 33, 1 unit down, 1 divided by 37, 2.7%, always 2.7%, does not change. Betting system cannot change those odds. The trend cannot change it. 6 reds, doesn't matter. The odds are the same next time. What these gambling gurus want you to believe is that because it came up red 6 times, red is more likely. So instead of being 18 out of 37, somehow its odds increased. Well, if its odds increased, the other one's odds must have decreased. So somehow black is no longer 18 out of 37, it's decreased now. It's more likely to be red. But this guy's crazy, all right? Just complete nonsense. Let's watch him in action, bro. You can't make this shit up. This is the guy that wants $5,000 to mentor you. Guy literally, after an hour of gambling online, wins less than $5 US. Shh, keep it on download, doesn't want to pay tax. Wins less than $5. His reaction. You watch the GOAT! The freaking GOAT! The guy's crazy, y'all. He's crazy. Now he comes up with his Facebook special. $300, 70% discount, y'all. But he's done this shit before. And this is common among con men. It's called a time-sensitive deal. You gotta get him in a frenzy. Make sure that it's now or never, bro. He did this last time, $250 lifetime membership. People signed up. Guess what? Within 3 weeks, he's asking for more money. They don't give it to him. He kicks them out. He's the best, bro. He's the best. Look, in gambling, you cannot change the odds. Your theoretical loss is always going to be your total amount wagered times the house edge. That's how this shit works. That's how casino comps work. Even online, they give you comps. They give you free play money. And when I say play money, it's not fake money. It's free, real money to play with, to gamble with. And they just kick you back a percentage. So if your total wager is $10,000, house edge is 2.7%. That's $270. They kick you back something. Maybe they give you $50 free play. Who knows? Maybe they give you, in the real world, they'll give you like a free room, free meal, whatever. And then they give free play too. So that's how that shit works. So all you need to know is the odds do not change with the betting system. In fact, you're going to lose more with the betting system. Why? Because you're putting more money into play. A guy who's flat betting is obviously betting less than a guy who's martingale. Because the martingale and the flat better, let's say, start at 100. The flat better is always betting 100, but the martingale might be betting 100, 200, 400, 800. You know, he's going up. So his average bet size is larger, and that's how you get the comps. That's how Christopher Mitchell got those comps. He put money into play. You want to know? Here, I'll show you his little tactics. Rick Lee, let's go back to Rick Lee. Rick Lee gets on camera as a personal client, and he did win about $8,000. But there's more to the Rick Lee story because he's gambled with him on at least 4 other occasions. So he wins the $8 grand with him. When he's put on camera, he's like this to Rick Lee. He's like, Rick, this is the first time we ever met? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, last month you lost $40,000 gambling, right? And Rick Lee says yes. And the implication being that on his own, Rick Lee lost $40,000. But now today with Christopher Mitchell, he's winning money, won $8,000. You know what he didn't tell you in that video? Rick Lee switched over to Baccarat. He bought the PDF for $500 and used Christopher Mitchell's strategies and lost $40,000 with them. The con man, Christopher Mitchell, left that part out. That's why in court they say tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You can't leave fucking details out like, oh, you bought my PDF and lost 40 grand. Yeah, you left that part out. Instead, you said, this is the first time we met, right? But last month you lost 40 grand, right? Yeah, see how that's fucking misleading? So anyway, Rick Lee loses so much fucking money listening to this fucking clown. It's unbelievable. But Rick Lee says, his own words, that he witnessed Christopher Mitchell losing $56,000 on those 5 occasions that he was with him. he lost a total of 56,000, including the 36,000 Biloxi, which Christopher Mitchell told on camera. That's a lot of money. That shows the degeneracy of this guy, and showing you how pernicious a martingale can be. And it also, undisputably, that money was real that he was showing on camera, because he put it into play in the casino, and that's how he got those comps. And now today he doesn't get comps because he's not putting any money in play. He's broke. He's desperate. That's why this special is $300. And I love how it's $300, and it's out of the goodness of his heart, out of his generosity. You know what? Just say fuck him, bro. Here, keep your fucking generosity, buddy. He needs you. You don't need him. Trust me. He doesn't know anything about fucking gambling or life. His book, a fucking disgrace. I'm surprised he opened it up and showed those little piggy banks. Every fucking page is fucking piggy banks. Bro, it looks like a fucking children's book. Bunch of little piggies. Tells a story about little piggies, bro. I mean, it's a fucking joke. Why are you giving this guy money? Why? Why? It's a disgrace. So someone asked me, Blue Moon asked me about this no-bust strategy blackjack. It does not work. In fact, Christopher Mitchell, in his videos, he's basically said that the casinos invented basic strategy. This is totally fucking wrong. There's 4 army guys invented. They're in the Blackjack Hall of Fame. They're nicknamed the 4 Horsemen. They got a bunch of fucking calculators, because this is back in the day, the 50s, and fucking figured out basic strategy. Edward Thorpe comes along. He's got access to the MIT computers. He confirms their strategy is like spot on. And that's the history of fucking basic strategy. And you can still get good games depending where you are. I mean, coming with this, so Christopher Mitchell comes, you can't do what everybody else does, the basic strategy. That's to throw you off. And by the way, I made a lot of money on basic strategy, and just basic strategy, because in the gambling world, you gotta look for fucking opportunities. Back in the day, online, they were offering incredible promotions where you deposit $100, they match you $100, $200, and then they would put a wagering requirement of times 10 on your total deposit plus bonus, which is 200 times 10 is 2,000. So the wagering requirement was $2,000. But in the game of blackjack, you're losing 0.5%. So 0.5% of $2,000 is only $10. In the long run, you're clearing $90 of the bonus. And so I would clear 2 bonuses a day, $180 US a day. I would just bet minimums and use the software, because back then actually didn't even have live dealers. Use the software, put it on turbo, clear the first bonus, go to a second site, clear the next bonus. And I would double up the bets this time, because I already cleared the first bonus, so I already had a guaranteed money. Because in the long run, it's not going to change the odds. The odds don't change. I'm always clearing $90 per bonus, whether I'm betting the minimum or double the minimum. And you can make a ton of money. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars. I'm talking anybody. Anybody could have made 50 to 100K a year back then doing that shit. You would literally just play 50, 60 bonuses a month. You'd sign up. There was a company called NetTeller that facilitated the money transfers between the sites. So you do their sign up bonus, and then the following month do the reload bonus, and then the following month the reload bonus. So you just went from casino to casino online daily. I just picked 2 a day to clear, and then repeat the following month. Easy as fuck. Now, if you were using the no-bust strategy, you're not even going to win. Not only did I just give you the winning blueprint, but if you try to implement that dumbass fucking strategy of Christopher Mitchell's, which is don't hit your stiffs, don't split, don't double down. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Your guy has an 11, the dealer has a 6, and you're not going to double down. You couldn't stop me. I'd double down for more if I could. So, using that strategy, you're losing about 6%. 6% of 2,000 is $120. The bonus is only $100. You're a $20 loser. Instead of winning $90 a bonus, you're down $20 a bonus using this man's fucking strategies. They're ridiculous, bro. So he basically asked me about a no-bust. The no-bust, you're adding astronomical percentages to fucking the basic strategy. Your negative expectation is growing. Overall, if you put all that shit into play, it's 6%. I forget if it's just the no-bust. I think it's near 4%, as opposed to 0.5%. So it's a ridiculous strategy. The martingale cannot work. In fact, you're going to lose more money with the martingale because you're putting more money in LA today. You're theoretical that those blackjack bonuses don't really exist. They'll still offer you a deposit bonus, but they put such a a requirement on the weight. It's no longer 10 times. It's some astronomical number that you either won't be able to clear it, and if you could clear it, it's still negative expectation. There's no point. So that opportunity has passed by. I'll tell you a quick story about an AP. There was an AP. There's continuous shuffle machines called CSMs. Basically, the dealer will deal a round of blackjack and maybe 2 rounds, and then put it in the machine. But some casinos will just deal around and put it in the machine. But what this guy noticed is if he's noticed an unusual amount of 10s coming out, he could tell when the machine would shuffle and put that slug into play. He was listening for clicks. And so he'd increase his bets and take advantage of the casino. So there's always opportunities. You always got to think outside the box. And if you're wondering why, when an unusual amount of 10s come out, and you know what they're going to come into play, why that's good for you, the reason is dealers have to hit their stiffs, their 12s through 16s. They're more likely to pull a 10 because it's 10 rich. More likely to bust. You got an 11. You're more likely, when you double down, to pull a 10. You make 21. You're more likely to get a blackjack, get paid a premium. That's the theory of card counting. When the little cards are coming out, the concentration of 10s is greater. And therefore, to the player's advantage for those reasons I just listed. So anyway, good luck in your gambling. Don't give Christopher Mitchell a penny. See you later.